Hey guys, it's AJ, and this is my retrospective on the 2019 War Machine Buster from Avengers Endgame. So a retrospective is not a video that I have done on this channel yet, but it's something new that I wanted to do that I thought of when I got this set, because it's been out for a while. It was revealed way before the actual movie it was quote-unquote based on came out, and so I figured we could go back, see how relevant it was to the movie, if relevant at all, and I might also point out some design things that I would have done differently had I been the one to design the set. We all know that the Avengers Endgame sets have a very low reputation when it actually comes to accuracy, and this one is no exception. So this Buster appeared nowhere in the movie. I will give them a little bit of credit because there is the Mark II Iron Patriot, which is pretty beefy. However, there's nothing this massive. As I said, here's just a minifigure for scale. There's absolutely nothing that massive in the movie. So first minifigure we're checking against the movie is the War Machine figure. For all intents and purposes, it's fine. The helmet is new, which is nice, but the best part about this figure is the head. Because of the Pricktober packs, this was right around when Toys R Us was shutting down, we really didn't get a wide release of the Infinity War pack, which was not fun, and I'm glad that they used the same head for Rhodey here. This back part, it's not good. Like, we all know that they should use like that Ultra Agent's torso that they've reused for Batman for Rhodey, but they haven't. And Quantum Suit Rhodey is very different from all the other Quantum Suit heroes, specifically because his suit goes over his armor, because his armor is the bulkiest of anything. Even Thor's, who is wearing some pretty loose-fitting clothes, it seals him in really tight, whereas Rhodey, it goes over his arc reactor. You can see the arc reactor, you can see just everything, the shoulder armor, everything, and if you look at Tony, that's not the case. So next is the Ant-Man figure, which I think it's a fine figure. It works. The Quantum Suit obviously is very lacking, but I understand why they did that, just for monetary purposes. But also, there's a very recent Ant-Man on shelves from the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie, so I understand why it's not as important to put him in his normal costume. Next, this helmet is fantastic. We all know the Wasp disaster that they had in the Ant-Man set, but it looks like they're starting to fix it here, but the printing on this looks great, and we all know that the crappy quote-unquote Scott Lang head that honestly doesn't really work for anybody that I've ever made a figure for. So there's that. They could have done better. And the villains of the set are Outriders. Now, these have come in sets all over Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, so there's that. I did make a really simple tutorial on how to upgrade the one on the left, which is pretty standard, but the one on the right, they sprinkled through just the Endgame sets, and I understand why, just to give some variety, but I think they could have done better. Outriders, a definitive feature is that they have 4 arms. How many arms are on this one? 1, 2. I really like the talons, but no 4 arms. So for all intents and purposes, this is a great set. Realistically, if they had actually included a lot of information in the Legos debriefing so they could make sets for the movie, we probably wouldn't have gotten this. This is a very unique set in the MCU line because it's technically an MCU set, but it's just out there. It's more of a hypothetical. So things I would change from this is I would have said the legs. However, the legs are pretty good. When I was building it, I thought about, hey, I should mention the legs, but the legs are actually pretty sturdy. The thing I would change is the feet. Specifically down here, the toes just don't match up. Like, they are on this side horizontal pivot rather than a vertical pivot, And so you get this little gap in the ground that just doesn't look good. Another thing about the feet that I would change is definitely this exposed stud. This would be a ridiculously easy fix. Just include like 2 small slope pieces in order to just cover it up. It's not that hard. My last complaint for this area is the stickers on these feet. I understand why, for cost saving and environmentally saving measures, that they did the stickers the way they did. Down here, these are the stickers that appear on the top of the feet, and I would have liked them to be a 2x2 sticker, but instead they made them a 1x2, just as I explained earlier. Except one of these I put on wrong, so I had to flip around, and that would have been a definitely less likely scenario had the stickers been different, but then again, I understand why they did. These stickers also appear on the arms, and then the arms are really built interestingly. Like right here, they have this pivot that I like. It's a good like solution because the shoulders are a lot farther down than they would be. The part I don't like about the arms is this portion right here. This is not good, in my opinion. There's no elbow joint, which peeves me. There's a lot less articulation. This piece is cool. I haven't seen this piece yet, so that was a nice surprise when I actually picked up the set. But the parts I don't like are the hands, as I said, the elbows, but the hands, they just don't look good. Like, they're horizontal if you're holding them like this, and I would have probably moved this part up and this part that the hands are attached to forward, so then you could do more of a forward grasp, which definitely would have looked better in the set. This part is pretty standard. I think it works well for the most part. Then one of the worst parts of the set, which is one of the most creative, is that you can take Rhodey's back part off and attach it to this part right here. Now, they fooled me. I thought this was a 1x1 stud on the box, but it's actually not. It's a 2x1 plate with holes in it rather than a 1x1 stud with a hole in it. And honestly, that's kind of smart because of just structural integrity. But what they do is you're supposed to take War Machine's blasters off his back and attach them like this. The angle that these are attached on are horrible. It works well for minifigures, but it doesn't translate for the handheld stud shooters into the set, at least in my opinion. Definitely a better solution would have been to just remove this part altogether and put a 1x2, no, not a 1x2, a 2x2 plate here, and then they could have used the stud-mounted stud shooters, like the plate-mounted, without the handle. They could have put 2 here, and that would have looked a whole lot better. Last but not least is the torso and head section of the mech, which, it's okay. It's just okay. This looks really just like forward. If this is parallel, it looks up so much. And for mock building, I don't like that much. Obviously, the torso could be sealed a little bit better, but that's what it's going to come with. I think it's fine. One thing I do like is back here, they give you extra ammunition for the rapid stud shooter, which you just put right here. And then if you just place Rodian, he keeps it from rattling around, which I actually like that play feature. So putting that back down, my least favorite part of the set is the rapid stud shooter. This part on top, it's fine. It's not horrible. I like that it goes like this, just to put away. And that's where the problems with this one come in. You can't put this one down. You could do that. You just can't, like, if I try to pull like that, it comes off. Obviously, rapid stud shooters are always fun, but bam, nope. There's another problem. I try to turn this freehand nothing happens. It just will fall over. It just doesn't work. It's very bulky. It doesn't hide. And one part that bugs me is how uneven it is. If you take a look from the back, you can see it. It's especially evident. Obviously, straight from the front, I just looked, and it's not horrible. But then you look at the back, and it's not good. I'm just not a fan. So there's my portion of the torso and head. Overall, I'd probably give this set a A. It's a nice set. You get a lot for like the $35, especially because I got lucky and picked this up for $25. The minifigures are a nice addition to my collection. I might do videos with them soon. But otherwise, you should probably pick it up if you want to, because it is retiring soon. So there's that. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share the video if you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.